everyone. I'm Trish, and I was diagnosed with FSHD when I was 38, and shortly after that, started practicing Qigong. Um, and it was the most helpful to me at the time, both physically and as I continued with it, I found it very helpful mentally, emotionally as well. So I've been very thankful for the practice. Um, I have been a massage therapist all my life, and I feel like this practice has helped me just have very good body awareness and um, just helped me go through a lot of other difficulties and personal life as well. So I looking forward to sharing just a simple shaking with you. It's easy to adapt it if you're sitting or don't feel comfortable shaking. You can do it standing, and um, and I'll make sure to have time for questions at the end. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to take them at the end if I can figure out Zoom on my phone. So maybe we'll just go in and start, and we'll start standing. So we'll first do a standing posture. You have your feet together, and we're going to bring our body awareness, our mental focus back to our body. So we're going to focus on the 5 needles in the body. And with this tradition of Qigong, we grip the toes a little bit, grip the ground. If you're sitting, just gripping the ground slightly and rooting our feet into the earth. Then we're going to feel like a stretch up through our body. Again, if you're sitting, trying to sit upright, as though your hair is lifting your head up into the sky. Sorry, I was doing it with my arms, and we will get there, but basically that whole feeling of stretching up through the body, hair lifting your head up. We're going to bring our attention to the top of our head, the heavenly gate, it's called, the very center in the top of the head. Imagine that open. Breathe in with your lungs, breathing with your skin. Imagine you're surrounded by chi like sunlight entering through all the pores of your skin. It's that universal energy. We're going to allow that to come in and nourish us. In this tradition, we do the breathing with the mouth closed and the teeth closed. And your breathing is quiet if possible, making your breath slow, smooth, deep, and even. When you inhale, you imagine that chi like sunlight coming in to nourish you. When you exhale, you're going to exhale to the lower dantian, the lower belly. It's about 2 fingers below the belly button. And it's the lower dantian is like our energy center. It's like a golden red sun filled with energy. So we're merging this universal energy, bringing it in to nourish us in our lower dantian when you exhale. We are going to add a mantra. It's hun, only with the mouth closed. It's like, So you can put your hand on your lower belly if you want to feel like a little push out when you do the exhale. It's not like you're trying to push out your lower belly. You just feel it kind of naturally move out a little bit. Then you know you're making the mantra right. That helps bring the energy down, nourishing the dantian. So we'll put those things together. Again, little grip with the toes, head upright. Imagine that top of the head open, arms down, fingers straight down like they're penetrating the earth. Breathing in through your lungs, through all the pores of your body. You're surrounded by sunlight, breathing it in, exhaling with the hun sound, the to strengthen that lower dantian, our energy center. We'll just do a couple more breaths like that, bringing your awareness back to your body. Just doing this standing posture, using your visualization, using your breath, using your posture. It's all an important way to strengthen your life energy. You can do it sitting as well, as I said, using the breath and the upright posture, visualization. So you can do this sitting or standing. Do this for 5-10 minutes every day. You'd find it very invigorating. Now we're going to move on to the shaking. So if you're standing, I'm going to do the standing posture, but sitting, you can also do it sitting in a way. We're going to take a step to the right, have your feet about shoulder width apart. So if you're sitting, you just put your feet about shoulder width apart. Still gripping the toes, a little bit of a pull up from the earth. We're going to turn our hands over. We're going to raise our arms up into the sky. Imagine like your fingers are reaching up into the sky. Going to stretch. Now you can adapt this if you find this posture hard. Bring your shoulders down. You could just bring your shoulders in. Just imagine your body stretching, reaching up through the stretch. You're touching the sky, stretching out through all the joints. You can lift your heels up a little bit if your balance feels okay. Again, this is just a demonstration, so do just what feels safe for you. So stretching up through all the joints, through your ankles, knees, hips, all the vertebrae of the spine, stretching up through the elbows, the wrists, your fingers, stretch. Now we'll add that breath, deep breath in through all the pores of your body, through your lungs. Qi like sunlight entering, condensing into your lower dantian with the exhale. Do one more deep breath in. Hold your breath, hold your qi. Qi is your energy. Then kind of bring our arms down and we'll jump and release. If you don't jump, that's okay. We'll start the shaking. There's a golden red sun bouncing, and your lower dantian is the momentum of your shaking. Very relaxed. If you're sitting, you can just do little movement back and forth. One foot, then the other. Or you might want to stand just on both feet and feel the shaking just by lifting your heels, whatever feels appropriate for you. Very relaxed. That qi like universal energy we're connecting with, strengthen ourselves. Making the hun sound. Very relaxed, just Forgetting about everything else, bringing your mind's attention back to your body. Next, we're going to bring our focus to our eyes. Imagine that chi like sunlight pouring into your eyes. And rotate your eyeballs. Try to make big circles if that feels comfortable with you. You can go in different directions. You can also press the eye brightness point, just that inner corner of your eye. Make your eyes circle, bring in that energy. Eyes are related to all your 5 organ systems. Strengthening your eyesight as you're bringing that energy in. Making the hand nourish your dantian. I'm going to bring our attention to our nose. You can rub the sides of your nose if you want. The nose is related to the lung, breathing in. It's a way to strengthen your lung chi, your lungs. Way to strengthen your breathing function. I'm just going to go through and do each one a few times, but anyone that feels good to you and if you want to practice this on your own, you can do it as many times as you like. Bringing your mind's attention to your nose. Next, we're going to bring our attention to our lips. We're going to vibrate our lips. Lips are related to the spleen and your digestive function, strengthening your digestive function when you vibrate your lips. Now we're going to bring our attention to our teeth, clicking your teeth, clicking all around on your teeth. Teeth are related to kidneys, strengthening your kidneys when you click your teeth. Now we're going to bring our attention to our tongue. Tongue is the voice of the heart. Make any sound you want, releasing any stagnation from your heart, from your mind. Just any sound you like. Also want to say that we typically kind of have the eyes not completely closed, but it's called hanging the curtain. So you just see like your nose tip, helping you bring your focus and attention internally to your body, bringing your mind's eye back to your body. So, and we're going to bring our attention to our ears, shaking your ears. You can rub your ears. Imagine that chi like sunlight pouring in through your ears, strengthening your hearing. Also, your ears are connected, and it's a good way to balance your heart fire and your kidney water energy. Rub your ears. My teacher always says if there's a spot that's tender, you can rub there a little more, but you should do what feels safe and comfortable for you. Rubbing your ears. Imagine your ears filling up that chi like sunlight. And we're going to bring our attention to our neck, shaking your neck. Make sure you do what feels comfortable and safe for you. You can rotate your neck, rotate it in different directions, releasing all the stress from your neck. Rub your neck if you want, rubbing your neck. Neck's related to your liver. It's also good for your immune system when you release the tension in your neck. Very relaxed. Imagine your neck filling up that sunlight, the chi, universal energy coming in to strengthen us. You can also always do any of these individually if you want. If you just find you only have a little bit of time and you want to recenter yourself, bringing your tension back to your body, letting go of the outside world. You can always just work on one or two of these things. Neck always seems to carry a lot of tension. So I usually work a little longer on my neck. It's a place that I hold stress. Next, we're going to bring our attention to our shoulders. Rotating your shoulders, if that's comfortable for you. You can make a small move, you can make a big move, any way you like. Stretching out, opening up that shoulder joint, filling it up with chi. Shoulders are related to your heart, shaking off everything from your heart, mind. Like I said, any kind of thing that feels right for your shoulders. Imagining the joints open, nourished with the chi-like sunlight. Relaxing the shoulders. It's a way to help improve your heart function. Also a way to relieve stress. Shoulders is another good one to spend a little extra time or anytime you're having stress in your life. Bring your attention to your shoulders and just stretch them out as best you can. Or just imagine it. Imagine what you want to have happen. Imagine your arms stretching out and the shoulder joints open. We're going to bring our attention to our elbows, shaking out the elbows. Let those elbow joints release their tension, and also gently, sort of a gentle fist, if you want, patting around the elbows. Elbows can hold a lot of tension. You can rub the elbows, especially if you're on the computer a lot. Feel that tension in the elbows. You can just brush it off. That feels better than the shaking. You can use that too. Just imagining the joints open, filling up that nourishing universal chi. We're going to bring our attention to our wrists, shaking your wrists, very relaxed. And also just bend your wrists if that feels better than the shaking. Opening up the wrist joints helps increase your flexibility. Also related to the liver, so good for your liver. And you shake out your wrists, all the tension out of your wrists. And your hands, your fingers, you can rub your hand and pull through your fingers, releasing any stagnation. A little pop there. Any stagnation in your fingers, your hands. Your hands and fingers are related to your 5 organ systems, and you help balance your 5 organ systems. Shake out your fingers. Any tension, out it goes. Very relaxed. Okay, we're going to bring our attention to our back. Imagine your back filling up that sunlight. Your back is the mountain of your body, supporting our life energy. Shaking our back. You can also tap your back if you like. Opens up. If that's difficult, just opening up your rib cage, opening up your back, any way that feels right to you, stretching the back. Opening up the back, shaking your back, filling it with the chi like sunlight. Strengthening your back. Pay attention to the spine, shaking your spine. All the joints in your spine. Imagine your spine filling up with light. Next, we're going to bring our attention to our kidneys, kind of the lower back here, just under the ribs. You can rub the kidneys, nourishing the kidneys with the chi from your hands if you want, or just imagining your kidneys filling up with that chi like sunlight. Kidneys are life energy coming from our kidneys, strengthen our kidneys. Increase our life energy. And we're going to bring our attention to our chest. Shaking your chest. Shaking your heart, your lung. Open up. Shaking your heart. Imagine them filling up that chi like sunlight, that nourishing universal energy. Allow it to pour in. We're going to bring our attention to our belly. Tapping around your belly. If that doesn't feel right to you, you can just rub your belly. The chi from your hands, rubbing all the organs in your belly. Or you can tap, releasing any stagnation, any restrictions in the belly. Vibration. It's just like thunder, shaking out the old stagnation. New life energy to come in and nourish us. And we're going to bring our attention to our hips, shaking out the hips. Hips, the largest spiritual gate in the body. Stretch your hips any way that feels good. Open up those hip joints, allowing the energy to flow between your upper and lower bodies. And again, if the movement is more challenging, you can rub your hips, rub your sacrum in the back, all the way around the sides. Rub the front of the hip. You can stretch out the front of the hip. Imagine that chi like sunlight filling up your hip. Strengthening your hips. And everyone's going to have a different way. You're sitting, anything that's comfortable. Lift your leg up. You're standing. You can do any kind of stretch that you feel works for you. Make sure that you've got something to hold on to for balance if you need it. Stretching out the hips. Now we're going to bring our attention to our knees. Shaking out your knees. Again, you can shake your knees any way that feels good and safe to you. You can also rub your knees. You can rotate your knees. Anything that feels good for your knees. Bringing your attention there is good enough to imagine it filled with that chi-like sunlight, nourishing your knees. Very gentle. Anything that feels good for you. Nourish these. We're going to bring our attention to our ankles. Again, you might want to hold on to something. Stretch out your ankles. You can rotate your ankles. Imagine the ankles filling up with the chi. Nourishing your ankles. Shaking out the ankles. And your feet. All your life energy connects at your feet. Stomping with your feet. Shaking your feet. Shaking out your toes or rubbing your toes if you're sitting. That's better for you. Rubbing your toes. Dancing with your feet. And so while I'm doing this without music, if you have a good piece of music that you like, that makes you get into your body and shake it out, dancing is a great way to bring your mind back to your body, bring joy back to your life. Just be in the present, be where you are. Shaking your feet. Now we're going to bring our mind back to our heavenly gate at the top of your head. Imagine that heavenly gate open, chi-like shower, energy coming through, washing away all stagnation, all disease, anything that's restricting your energy just gets washed away like you're taking a shower. Now we're going to do a freestyle shaking. Anything you like. Freestyle shaking. Any movement you like, any sound you like, anything that still feels like you have some restrictions there. Just shaking it out. Making that pun sound, condense that energy in the lower dantian. Very relaxed. And slow down and stop. Check your feet are parallel, your toes gripping the floor, head upright, heavenly gate open, feel a little stretch through your body, arms down, fingers straight, feel your fingers penetrating deep into the earth, making your breathing slow, smooth, deep and even, with your mouth and teeth closed. Breathing with your lung, breathing with your skin. Just paying attention to how your body feels. Feel different than when we started. You might feel buzzing, tingling, heat, all different kinds of chi phenomena. Just let it be. Just be in your body. Again, when you're breathing in, chi like sunlight surrounding you, entering you, all the pores in your lungs. Exhale to the lower dantian. You don't have to make that hun sound now, that special mantra. Just breathe gently, slow, smooth, deep, and even. Just going to stand and breathe for a minute or so. Just connecting with yourself, connecting with your breath. Next, we're going to do a mudra. I'm going to bring your little fingers, middle finger, and thumb together. You can see this. So your ring finger and index finger are open. Step forward, just to make sure you can see. Kind of holding that. And this is pure yang mudra. So again, we're standing, our feet about shoulder width apart. If you're comfortable standing, you could try horse stance. So it's just a little bend in the knees, just a tiny bit, just so your legs aren't totally straight. And we bring this pure yang mudra right in front of our lower dantian. And I talked about that golden red sun was balancing in our dantian. That's our energy center. So just imagine your hands are holding this golden red sun in your lower dantian. And we're going to do some breath work to increase our energy. I'm going to take, if you feel comfortable doing holding breaths, you just hold as long as it feels comfortable for you. And if you don't, just breathe regularly. It's all beneficial. But for the holding breaths, take a deep breath in. Imagine that chi like sunlight coming into your body, merging with that golden red sun and your lower dantian, that golden red sun. You can imagine your hands are inside your lower belly, holding that golden red sun. Take a deep breath in, hold the breath. And when you feel like it's right for you to exhale, exhale with the hun sound, the mouth closed. And hold the exhale for as long as that feels comfortable for you too. Okay, we can try that together now. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. Hold your chi. Exhale with the holding the exhale. Focus on your lower belly. Another deep breath in. Chi like sunlight merging with your lower dantian. Hold the chi. Exhale with the hun. Condensing that energy into your lower belly. Hold the exhale. So still same posture with head upright, shoulders down. Feeling that little bit of stretch in the body, even though the knees are a tiny bit bent. We'll just do this on your own pace just for another minute. Deep breath in, hold as long as comfortable. Exhale with the hun sound, hold the exhale. Try doing that 3 times and then go back to the regular breathing pattern. Just breathing with a slow, smooth, deep and even. Ancient Chinese sages said harmonizing our energy with the universal energy is original medicine. So we're doing that now. The shaking, our posture, our visualization, and our breath. Okay, and we're gonna release the mudra, bring your hands down, turn your palms facing out. Gonna gather up, scoop up all that chi, all that energy, bring it up, bring our right foot back so our feet are together. Now, flip our hands. Sorry, I'm standing a little closer. Flip our hands and then bringing it down with the hun sound to the lower belly. A different mudra we do right hand inside for women, left hand inside for men. Just kind of bring your hands together, put it over the lower belly. Again, just focusing on the dantian. Center of your belly. You can always bring your mind back here during times of stress. If you're feeling depleted, just breathing, the mouth closed, teeth closed if you're able. Slow, smooth, deep and even. Gripping with the toes, head upright, heavenly gate open. That chi like sunlight merge into your lower dantian, each breath nourishing us. And then you can release the mudra. Thank you. I hope you find this a nourishing practice. Like I said, you can do it even just for 10 minutes. Anytime you feel stress, you can do it in the morning. You can do it at night before bed. It's fine to do this at any point. And I hope you find it as helpful as I have found it. If you can do it consistently for a week, you might feel a big change then. Typically, you say after like 7 days, if you didn't feel anything today, well, you do it for 7 days, then you might feel the energy, feel the chi moving. If you don't feel it, that's okay. It's still working. And it just takes time to feel the energy sometimes. So thank you very much for joining me today for some shaking Qigong.
Thank you, Trish. That was really great. If you want to come back and sit near so we can, did we have 10 minutes for any questions from the audience?
Mm-hmm.
I just had a quick question, which is, Trish, how would you say that you have personally benefited from this practice over time with regard to like your FSHD and
Yeah. So when I was first diagnosed, maybe like a lot of other people, I was told not to do anything that hurt. I was doing irreparable damage, and basically that there was no way for me to get stronger. Um, and I had just met my teacher because he bought my house, our old house. And there was just something about him and his energy that I started practicing with him. And I think maybe I was focusing on a physical practice, and I definitely felt myself getting stronger. But I also felt my energy, my mental, emotional energy, just feel a lot more hopeful, a lot more calm, less stressed. And so I really like the fact that this works on your physical health as well as your mental and emotional health. It's carried me through some times, but I've definitely noticed physical improvements when I've had a very consistent practice. Um, and of course, as life goes, I've been doing it for 18 years. I've had times where stress has been too much, or I've been too busy working and I haven't practiced, and I felt my energy going down. I'd start practice again and I feel my energy and my strength coming back up. So I have a very consistent practice now because over the years I've really noticed that difference. That's why I said if people try it, if you can do it for a week, you might really feel a difference. And then, I think that's kind of the way it goes. Yeah.
thank you. Yes.
Mhm.
Also, if anyone in the audience has questions, please, it's a small group. You could probably just speak up or raise your hand. But I'm curious, particularly if anyone doing this shaking Qigong today, if you experienced any challenges based on your, just postural challenges or anything like that, please speak up. This is an opportunity to ask those questions. Um, One thing I noticed is because as I get older, I have like these little chronic twinges and aches and pains, or I pulled sort of strained a muscle or something. So when we're going through the different things, areas, I would notice areas of tightness or a little pain or so on. Um, what do you do? I guess when you have that, do you lean into it and focus on it? Do you not do that? What do we?
Yeah. So, in this tradition, my teacher would always say, you have to do what you feel comfortable with, but he equates it to, when you're doing a deep cleaning on the house and you start, sweeping under the furniture, you bring the dust out, it all looks very messy, chaotic before, that's kind of the point where, oh, you're noticing, oh, I have a problem here, I have some pain. So he says, well, don't stop there, keep going, working with that area, but you can be more gentle if it's painful. You might say, wow, movement's really painful. I'm just going to use my visualization, visualizing that energy coming in. You can also do that mantra, the hun. You can imagine it nourishing, going into that area. Let's say it's your shoulder. You can imagine that energy really going there and using that hun to bring the energy there to help nourish and strengthen or release the stagnation. This Qigong tradition focuses a lot on, they say, where there's energy stagnation, there's pain. So they focus a lot on movement, moving the energy, using your visualization, using your breath, and using movement. So if the movement doesn't work, use the visualization and the breath.
Thank you. That's
Yeah. Mhm. I also wanted to mention my teacher's website. Um, the naturopathic college here in Portland, Oregon had brought him over from China. This was 20 years ago to teach Qigong. And he lived in Portland for a while. He now lives in Sweden, but he has a great website, Chinese wisdom traditions. I think that's what it was. His
I
name.
put it in the chat.
Yeah. Master.
ChineseWisdomTraditions.com.
Yeah. He has a lot of books. He's written a lot of articles. There's free information on there. He has DVDs for many different, he's the lineage holder of um, several different Qigong forms, which is really quite amazing. It's his calligraphy hanging in the background here. That one is for medicine. And he does a weekly class on Saturdays. He does a Zoom class. He teaches a different form per season. So that's a really nice thing. People can join in if they're curious about, doing Qigong. He's an excellent person to learn from. So
That's great.
yeah.
And let's see, any other questions?
Oh.
Yes, I do. Trish, my name is Darlene. Thank you for this. Obviously, I have trouble standing of late. It'd be a little risky for me to do this, so I'm trying to do this in a wheelchair. Do you have any suggestions in terms of differences doing the sitting down as opposed to standing up? I have limited range of motion. Can't do much above the level of the shoulder. Props, things like that, whatever you can suggest in terms of maximizing the sitting down, or maybe you can come back and do something with us sitting down, but I was wondering.
Sitting, if you can, sit so that your feet can be on the floor. If you can sit in a chair so your feet are on the floor, so you can grip with your toes. We call it the 5 needles, and just focusing on the gripping with the toes, you can kind of feel that pulling the energy up through the body, up. Imagine your hair lifting your head up. You don't have to be perfectly straight. Everybody's got a different posture, but it's the energy that you're moving in your body that's important. The visualization, regardless of what you can do physically, first the energy moves, then the physical comes later. So if you can imagine the energy first moving, if you can sit so that your fingers can be down, penetrating down into the earth, just that posture. Again, if you can have your eyes sort of, call it hanging the curtain, kind of closed so your focus is more inward. You regulate your breathing to be slow, smooth, deep, and even. And you breathe with that visualization of that universal energy and chi coming in to nourish you into your dantian. That's all very powerful. You don't have to do the shaking part. If you feel like some movement is good, again, with the feet on the floor, tapping like one foot, the other foot, moving your feet, moving your body, trying to move small amounts, rubbing the hips, rubbing the knees, things like that. It's to move the energy, visualize it moving. There's one form that we do where you don't even touch the body. You move the energy off the body. So it's all very beneficial by using the visualization.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I like that explanation. I like the moving the energy. And
yeah, and the physical comes later. And same with the mind. We say like it can be hard to keep your focus. You don't have to keep your focus to do Qigong. Through doing the Qigong, your focus will improve. So it's a mental exercise as well. I find that the practice also gives me space from other things, other stressors, feels like it gives me a buffer in my daily life, to deal with difficulties. So I've enjoyed that part of it on the mental, emotional level a lot as well.
I wonder if they had Qigong for dogs, because my 2 dogs were driving me nuts throughout this whole thing.
Oh,
they, they need to learn how to calm down. So,
well, maybe they can hear my neighbor's cat who's staring at me through the window.
that'll make it worse.
Well, I'm
Thank
afraid
you.
we are out of, we have gone through our hour, but that was so wonderful. We hope we'll have you back again in the new year. So if you have any other questions, just you can certainly email me or put them in the event calendar posting. There's, I think, a comments area. You can try
Can
to.
you hear me, June?
Yes.
Okay, so just so everybody knows, February 10th, Trish and I are putting together a Pacific Northwest event for Qigong and Chinese New Year. So
Mhm.
it's going to be in Portland, Oregon. We're just starting to get that together. So more details in January.
Great idea. Well, thank you so much. Holidays are coming, so everybody, it can be a stressful time. Maybe it's a really good time to take up
Yeah.
the daily practice to keep
It is.
relaxed through this time.
Just even 10 minutes for yourself, bring your attention back, center yourself, helps us get through it.
Yes. Maybe there's
Yes,
gift
thank
wrapping
you.
going on.
Well, thank you all for joining me.
Bye. Happy
Appreciate
holidays.
it.
Trish, great job.